What's going on, guys? Today I just want to make this quick video talking about two monthly covered call ETFs. I've made videos about these before, but I just wanted to make a follow-up video because it has been a couple weeks and a couple months since I made those videos, and some data has came in for these ETFs. So the first ETF I'm going to talk about today is QYLG. Like I said, I have made a previous video. I will link to that video somewhere in this video, in the description or a part of the video as a pop-up. But yeah, definitely go check that video out. But pretty much, if you're not familiar, QYLG is a monthly paying covered call ETF. It's managed by XYLG ETFs. So definitely check out their website. You'll definitely get more information from them as far as the different allocations and stuff. But from a high level speaking, it's an ETF that does covered calls against the NASDAQ or the QQQ ticker. And what they do, they write covered calls against all the stocks in that index. Amazon, Apple, a lot of really tech-based companies. So they write weekly covered calls against that. And if you're a shareholder of this ETF, you pretty much receive the benefits of them doing that. So they do pay a high yield. Right now, I believe it's 5.81% on the yield, and the current price is around $29. I think it closed today around $29.41. So the monthly dividend per share is roughly 14 cents per share. So yeah, I wanted to just create this calculator just so you guys can have it and you guys can often reference it, type in different numbers and kind of see what an investment might return you, on an annual and monthly basis, because this ETF does pay monthly. But it's definitely going to fluctuate a good bit. So take this data for educational purposes, because it is going to fluctuate throughout the year. But yeah, let's just go ahead and punch in some numbers here just to kind of see what it might look like. So first things first, let's go ahead and put in, obviously, $100. It's pretty simple. But $100 is going to produce us $581. So yeah, like I mentioned, the yield is currently calculated in here at 5.81% as of December 7th. Okay, so you're looking at $5.81 per year, or almost 50 cents per month. So if we scale this up to 1,000 here, we're looking at almost 60 and then almost $5. So as you can see here, just adding a zero, just adding a zero to each of these numbers here. 10,000. We're looking at almost $600 a year and almost $50 a month. And then one more here. Let's do 100,000. 100,000 is $5,800, and almost $500 a month. So as you can see here, that's a pretty high yield. But another thing I didn't mention, QYLD is pretty much the first ETF that came out like this from XYLG, and their yield is like almost 12%. But the difference between QYLD and QYLG is that this ETF is allocating 50% of the overall ETF to the QQQ growth aspect, and only 50% is going towards the covered call. So with this type of ETF, you're getting the best of both worlds. If you're looking for both both things, if you're looking for growth, QQQ is definitely a powerful ETF. Over the past 10 years, definitely history doesn't repeat itself. But going in the future, it very well could be a top performing ETF. And then you're also getting a monthly income too. So I really like the idea of this. You're getting a pretty high yield, almost at 6%. But you're still getting some of the growth aspect from QQQ as well. Okay, so they actually have another one as well, and it is the XYLG, and that is just go ahead and blow this out here. That is based upon the S&P 500. So pretty much everything that I just said, it's the same idea with the S&P 500 index. So XYLG is 50-50 allocation towards covered call income and 50% towards the growth of S&P 500. So I think I personally prefer these more than the other types, as far as QYLD and then XYLD, just because my time horizon, I'm definitely looking at growth, probably more than dividends at the moment, especially high yield dividends. I definitely like and am currently investing in dividend growth companies, but high yield plays kind of like QYLD and XYLD, I feel like should only be used for certain situations, or if you just want to allocate a certain part of your portfolio just to, a monthly dividend payer, that's great. But, these type of funds, I think I like them, more because you're still getting some of the growth from those indexes. So yeah, that's that. Another thing to remember is the expense ratios for these ETFs. I believe it's 0.60 or 60 basis points. So that is a little higher. But like I said, what the fund manager is having to do and having to manage with these covered calls, it does take a lot of effort and a lot of work from them on their end. So, that's why that expense ratio is higher. But I don't think you should really worry about that when you're getting yields of almost 6%. The 0.60 is not too bad in my personal opinion. But I mean, by all means, you can sell covered calls yourself, but you're gonna have to hold a lot of different stocks to be diversified, and you're gonna have to constantly. It's definitely not passive. It's definitely more active than just a typical buy and hold investment strategy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I just wanted to show you guys another demonstration and a little better of an explanation of these two different ETFs that I discussed today. I will leave this link to this calculator in the description below, so feel free, to come here and plug in some numbers just to get a feel for what an investment might look like in one of these ETFs. And yeah, like I mentioned, this is the current yield as of December 7th, 2020. So, that yield is not guaranteed, but that is what it currently is as of today. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any other types of suggestions or any type of other videos you want me to make, feel free to let me know. Feel free to subscribe. We're growing. I understand it's going to be a long journey, but I'm excited to continue to produce videos like this for other people watching my videos, and pretty much me just learning and then educating you guys on what I've learned along the way. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching.